Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. I'm going to try doing this again because I don't know what happened. I was live and I was doing this video today, and then I noticed that after I ended the video, it kept going. And so I had to delete it and start all over again. So I don't know why that happened, but these things happen. This is YouTube, etc. So here we are once again. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope these messages here are helping you and encouraging you to keep going and moving throughout, through this grief and pain that you're feeling due to the loss of a loved one. Thank you for being here today. And today, the topic of discussion is grief and the holidays, because the holidays is amongst us now. It's next week, is starting with Thanksgiving. And sometimes, even people who have not lost loved ones, they get stressed and feel overwhelmed during the holiday time. And sometimes depressed, because it can be stressful and overwhelming, whether you're doing shopping in person or online. So, you know, would everyone just, take a breather? And also, I'm going to say it now instead of at the end of the video, is that I am in no way a licensed therapist of any sort. I don't have a degree in therapy or social worker. I'm just someone who lost 10 people during a shutdown, including my pet, Rocky, my dog. And, it was overwhelming, and it was, just something I never experienced before because it was a domino effect. And I had to learn ways to get through it so that I don't succumb to it. And like I talk about prayer and God a lot because that helped me to get through it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get through it. And I not only pray to God asking for his help and assistance, but I act in accordance to those prayers that I'm asking for. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you need a new car, right? And so you pray to God, you ask him to help you get a new car. You need it because A, B, C, and D, right? You don't just sit back and then think that just God is just gonna materialize a new car for you. You have to work in accordance to that prayer. And what that means is, bringing up your credit score, making sure, you have money for a down payment and all those other particulars. And as you act in accordance to those prayers, God will answer them. I'm living proof of that. As long as you're not out here trying to set people up for failure, hurt them, bring toxicity and pain to their life, and you're genuine and you really asking for help, you're not out here trying to take from others, God would answer those prayers. He would help you. And I'm living proof of that. So let's get into this topic. Um, First of all, the holidays, like I said, it's next week. And many of those who recently lost loved ones, my condolences to you. Also, if it's fairly new and fresh, the holiday time is going to be very hard, and it's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be, you know, it may make you feel anxious or trigger it could trigger your stress, your grief. And I know I had a lot of trigger moments in the beginning. The first 2 years of losing my mom, it was really hard. Little things will trigger me. So if if you feel that way, it's important to talk to someone. Google a therapist in the state that you are from. Go online, Google a few, and talk to a few and see which one you vibe with, and then connect with that therapist. You don't have to physically today go into an office. You can, talk by Zoom. I see my therapist every week. And I've been doing that since I had all these losses. And it's important because our physical and mental health is everything. If we don't take care of that, we can't take care of ourselves or nothing else. And that's a fact. And it doesn't mean there's something wrong with us or whatever. These things take a toll on our body, and our mental health. And it's important that we take care of it. Um, Also, these bereavement groups are important because you can hear stories from other people who are grieving in the same manner that you are, and they are sharing some ways, effective ways that they're getting through it, like I share here on this channel, because it's not easy. None of this is easy. Never beat yourself up if the progress is slow, because we all heal at different stages in our life. Just keep going. Don't give up and don't give in. And for me, the holidays are just as difficult. It gets a little easier because I find things to do to keep myself busy. I may take a mini trip, or I may hang out, with a friend or two, and do something different out of the ordinary, so that I don't get into that depression, and that moment of grief, because the people that we share our holiday time with, the realization that they're no longer here. And, it took me a long time to get through that, because even I know that I had that last conversation with my mom and we talked, and that she's no longer here. I had a hard time accepting that. And I don't know if anyone else is going through this on this channel, but at first, for the first 2 years, I had a hard time. I would pick up the phone and call and realize that she's no longer here, hang up, get in a fetal position, just cry. It was very difficult, you know. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it because, I had a close relationship with my mother. It's my mother. And when I hear people say, um, you should be over it, no, you shouldn't. This is a huge loss. People have to go through what they go through, and people get through it. We don't ever get over the loss. We feel that every day of our life, but we can get through it. And it's important that we find effective ways to get through it, to help us so that we get through it and we heal. That's so important. This year, I'm not sure what my plans are. I'm still thinking about it. I may just rest. I'm not sure yet. But whatever it is, it's going to be something that's creative, that's going to keep me busy so that I don't fall into the, grief and the depression because of holidays. And like I said, sometimes those who haven't experienced the loss of a loved one yet, they experience the holiday blues, I'm going to call them, because, holiday time, Christmas, you're off, and people are in a good mood, but it's stressful because you're shopping for all these family members, etc. Some people like to do it in person, people do it online, you get the wrong size, get the wrong gift, you got to return, etc., and so forth. Like these Christmas movies you see, people running around in it, they just get stressed out, so it can be depressing, even though it can be joyful. For those who are concerned about grief during a holiday time, find some relief by doing, you know, certain things. If you do decide to go and be with other family members, talk about that Passover loved one. Make them the topic of discussion. Say what they meant to you, and how they brought joy to your life and impact your life in a positive way. Just because they're not here, keep their spirit and memory alive by continually to talk about them, through your storytelling. If you're close to any family members and you feel that meeting them for Christmas is going to trigger your grief, talk to them about it. Tell them how you feel instead of just isolating. It's always important to talk about how you feel because you matter, you're important, and your mental and physical health is a priority. Also, if you feel overwhelming, you know, if the celebration and getting together with everybody else is going to make you feel overwhelmed or going to trigger your grief, maybe you might decide to celebrate it in a different manner. Come up with some ways that you feel comfortable with so that it doesn't trigger your grief. In any event, whatever you do, take care of yourself. Take care of your physical and mental health first. Prioritize that. That's important because without your physical and mental health, you can't take care of yourself or anybody or anything else. So, and one of the ways you're taking care of that you can take care of your physical and mental health is by talking to a therapist. I do it every week. I don't have any shame with that. I miss my mother. I miss my father too, but my mother even more so. And I talk about that with my therapist. Last week we had an intense conversation that I haven't had in a long time, and we both cried because I'm saying there's things that are going on in my life that I want to talk to my mom about, because she would always give me advice. She's no longer here, and not only would she give me advice, guys, she would give me a story and then the advice connected to the story she just told. I miss that. Cherish the loved ones that you have here, because they're here today and tomorrow's not promised to us. So show love, show them that you appreciate them and that they are in your life, because there's so much toxicity in this world today. So much, division and hate and toxicity and drama. And then one day you wake up, that loved one or the person that you're engaging in a drama with is no longer here, and it's just not okay, people. So show the people in your life you love them, you care about them while they're here, not after they're gone, because at that time it's too late. Certain things that I have regrets about, but I can't go back and turn the clock on the time. All I can do is move forward. So I'm sharing some of the things that I do. I keep myself busy, and I have learned through prayer and just being close to God how to turn that pain into power, and turn that power into a purpose, and a purpose to pay it forward. Being here on this channel to help other people who are hurting deep in their soul, and they may not be able to share that. They may be in isolation, in depression, in grief. And you need to know there's hope out there, that you're never alone. You don't have to be alone. There's hope out there. Reach out. And there's no shame to that, because your physical and mental health matters. All of it matters. You matter. And as you start to get better and do the work, that the therapist may give you to do little by little, you do better. And as you do better, you start to love on yourself and feel better. And then one day you can be a testimony to someone who's going through something you already been through, and you can help them as well. So learn to speak out your feelings too. Anything is hurting. That's what I do with therapy. I don't go and talk my personal to people. I just share that with the therapist. And he have helped me to find effective ways to deal with the trigger moments, which is so important. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, if you ever have those grief trigger moments, especially in public, it can be alarming. But know that you're never alone with this. That is the message today. And I'm going to try to shut this video down without it continuing to go on and on like it did. I don't know what happened. But thank you for being here today. Subscribe to the channel and click the like button and share with other people, especially those who need to hear the message, because it's going to uplift them and let them know that there's hope, that they don't have to be alone in this grief matter. Thank you once again for being here. Everyone have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow with a new message. Thank you, and bye for now.